going on, peeps? Welcome to Lace It Up SO. Me and Shane here. Shane, what's going on, man?
Not too much, brother. Can't complain, man. How about yourself?
I'm good. Besides all the COVID stuff, but I'm good otherwise.
That's what it is, man. Hey, before you even start anything, have you been paying attention to the Raptors?
Listen, man. In the beginning of the season, when I seen they weren't doing good and Siakam was getting on my nerves, I took a break from it. I haven't watched the
Right.
game probably all this month. I kind
Okay.
of gave up on them. So maybe
Okay.
maybe next month. How they been doing though? Otherwise,
Man, I'm a diehard fan, brother, and I'm telling you, they've been crawling their way back into my heart, man.
okay.
Every day I'm losing my mind, but I'm riding with them regardless.
Okay. That's how I was feeling. I didn't really have the faith in them. Like I said, Siakam, I don't know, but the other day I heard he played good. He had a good game.
Yeah. For probably about the last maybe 5, 6 games he's been amazing, man. The whole team chemistry's been great. So I'm loving it.
Okay, that's what's up.
Mhm.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
All
man.
right, man. All right, man. So obviously, everybody around the city we were talking about is doing a podcast. But me
Everybody.
and you, when me and you were talking, we were saying we kind of have a different flavor to add to the game. So we decided, like, we're gonna do something. But this has been in the talks for like a good minute, and then I just started seeing podcasts pop up all over the place, right?
Yeah. We've been sending each other those. Look who's doing one now. Look who's
Yeah,
doing one now. That type
yeah,
of vibe.
yeah. Yeah, it's
Crazy.
crazy actually. Someone just hit me up just yesterday to hop on her podcast. It was actually a female. You had sent me her podcast. It's something new. I can't even remember her name to be honest with you, but she
Right.
hit me up and she was like, "Yo, do you want to do a podcast Saturday?" You know what I mean? Someone referred me. So I was like, "All right, I'll hop on." And obviously, we did the In Kicks We Trust podcast and
Yeah. Good episode. Definitely good peoples, man.
yeah, definitely good episode. For those of you who are familiar, go check them out. They're on, I think, pretty much all the platforms for podcasts, right?
Yeah. Spotify.
Apple,
Everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go check that out. Shout out to those guys, by the way. They've been in the game for a long time, and just love chopping it up with them.
Definitely. Yeah, man. That was a good one. I had fun.
Yeah. So getting into the show, for anyone that wants to, could tune in. Pretty much we're just going to talk sneaker politics. Uh, Me and yourself, obviously, we've been in the game for a while, whether it was sneaker reselling or sneaker collectors. But I really feel like, we're a staple. We're a staple to the sneaker world. We're out in the streets, we're out in the lineups. We keep our ear to what's going on. And so I feel like, we have a lot to offer. We know what's going on in the sneaker world, right? So that's where we're gonna come with, some different kind of stuff to the game.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. We're not going to be the average podcast that's out there, right? We're bringing in different people. Hopefully, we'll get to the high status celebrity wise people, but right now we're definitely going to start local, work our way around the city of the GTA, and bring in some people from the US as well.
For sure, man, for
Mhm.
sure. All right, so like, let's get into you. Let's tell the people about yourself. You know what I mean? What you're into, who you are.
Uh,
So tell me about CEO. Tell me about Executive Kicks. Tell me about Family Man Shane, because like you're a man of many talents. So
yes,
tell me about.
definitely. All right, no doubt, man. Well, to everybody that's listening, everybody that's watching right now, name is Shane, born in Jamaica, came to Canada when I was about 5 or 6. So I'm definitely considered one of the OGs in the sneaker game. Not necessarily because of age, but just because of where I started and to where I am now. Um, with that being said, started off in grade 6, collecting sneakers. Not even collecting. I got my first pair in grade 6.
Okay.
My father took me to the U.S. Went over across the border, got a pair of sneakers, came back, felt like I was a man, right? So that's where that originally started from. But just being an OG in the sneaker game, um, it's been fun. It's been fun. A lot of ups and downs. Nothing that I'll take back. Everything moving forward. It taught me a lesson, right? But yeah, definitely, as I was saying, from Jamaica. My name is Shane. The CEOs now that started in 2000. I want to say it was 2009. No, I'm lying. It was 2014. I want to say I opened up a boutique shop in Mississauga called CEO's Boutique. just strictly lifestyle men's clothing store. Started going through that. I ran that spot for 5 years. Amazing. Never had no complaints. Met a lot of people through that as well. But within those 5 years of running that store, I opened up Executive Kicks. So Executive Kicks is a sister company now, which is all about sneakers because to me, sneakers and fashion go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Right. So I did that. And then obviously we're in this pandemic right now. So what I decided to do was use skills, use my talent. And then I formed Shane Family Man for photography. And that's been taken off like there's no tomorrow.
Dope. Yeah, I seen that. And yeah, that's something different for you. The real different for you. And so how you liking that? Like, how's that been going for you? Like,
loving it, tell you the honest truth. This is also giving me a way to meet different people as well. I love interacting with people. I'm definitely a people's person.
yeah.
I've been shooting almost every weekend. So I've been getting gigs here and there. And I wanted to shoot sneakers originally. That's what I really wanted to do. But I just realized a lot of people may not want to let you into their home and their personal collections or stuff like that. So I moved on to portrait photography and landscape, and I'm loving it, man.
Yeah, that's dope.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of sneakers, like, what's your story? Like, how did you get into sneakers? You know what I mean? Like, how did you get into it's the whole game, collecting, reselling? Obviously, I know you said, Pops got you like, for your first pair of sneakers, but how did that like advance?
Yeah, so basically it started off with the first pair of sneakers being the Jordan 6. It was the Jordan 6 infrared in 91, I believe. That's when they dropped. First pair of shoes, loved them. Then in 2010, they dropped the Varsity 6.
Yes.
And the difference between that for a lot of these cats that may not know is the colorway. The infrared is more on the little pink side. The Varsity is more of a darker red.
Right? I always wanted the varsities. I won't lie. I always wanted the varsities because you're right. And suede is better. Darker red. You're 100% right. Yeah.
Exactly, right? So that was 2010. And I believe it was 2010 when I got my first job at Foot Locker.
Dope.
And I was in there and they dropped the shoe that time. And I told the manager at the time, I was like, listen, if they're dropping tomorrow, I'm going to come in on the next day and get them because my paycheck didn't align with it.
Yeah.
Yo, do you know that she sold them on me? I was an employee and she stole my kicks on me, bro.
No love. She's showing no love.
Man.
I don't care. She's showing no love.
That's what it was, man. But it's all good. But anyways,
so moving on from a pair though, or like
Oh yeah. I went to another Foot Locker and got a pair for sure.
He sorted you out.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So that was good. So that was the introduction again to a shoe that I love. So moving forward now, job at Foot Locker, I started just collecting shoes because now I was working my own money, right? So I didn't need a gift or anything like that getting pairs. So I started working my own money, buying my own kicks, and I just started stacking, and here we are today, man.
Damn. Okay. That's not bad. So like, in terms of sneakers, because we know you into sneakers and stuff like that, and you have a lot of knowledge, especially working at Foot Locker and having that experience. What to you makes a legendary sneaker? Because again, you worked in Foot Locker, so you've probably seen a lot of sneakers come in and go. Like, what's a legendary sneaker for you?
To me, I think I break it down in terms of it has to be. I start with the brand.
Yeah.
Right. I start with the brand, and then I look at what celebrities are wearing it. I don't really care about how many people are wearing it. I look at celebrities that I may like. I'm looking to see, are they pulling that shoe out? Once I see that trend start rolling, then I start looking at other things like material of the shoe. Right? Can I rock this with everything, or is this going to be a simple Air Force One white canvas?
Yeah.
Right. So those things, I just sprinkle a little salt in it, and I'm thinking ahead, and I'm like, all right, this shoe is going to be legendary for me. So for something I spoke about with a lot of other people, even yourself, are the Red October. That's a legendary shoe for me.
Legendary.
Reason being, Kanye, Nike, right? The color red. Everything was sprinkled on that shoe properly, and it was something hard to obtain.
Yeah.
So those kind of things for me make a legendary sneaker.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that. And I would say like, yeah, just that Red October alone that you brought up is definitely like it was a big shoe, right? Especially like it came out in the height of Kanye's career and you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And yeah, and look at the price it's even sitting at right now. You know what I mean?
Right?
You don't know if
I've
they're
seen
even gonna bring that shoe back, right?
that's
So
true. I don't think they ever will.
I
And
don't
if
think
they
so.
did, it wouldn't be the same. It
Yeah,
wouldn't be the same material because we already know we've seen shoes come back 10 times and they're all different.
it's true. It's true. That's so true. That's so true.
Yeah.
All right. So you spoke about like you spoke about celebrities and stuff like that. What about icons? Like who's your sneaker icon, would you say?
I only have one. I have one and it sits at the top of the list. I'll never talk down about this person. It's 2J's.
2J.
2J's from Las Vegas,
Okay.
right? Urban Necessities. Salute to that guy, man. Hopefully one day we may have him on the show as well.
Yeah, that'd
But
be cool.
yeah, man. But the reason I chose him, I went to Vegas one day and I just walked into this store in the worst part of Vegas, a crummy ass mall. I
Yeah.
walked into the store and I started looking around and I was like, these shoes got to be fake. All these shoes are not just sitting here, right? I'm turning around, I'm looking, I'm seeing everything on the wall, right? So I started talking to the gentleman and he worked in his store. He wasn't like the man behind the
Yeah.
scenes. He was actually on the floor selling products.
Yeah.
So I just started wrapping it up with him, and I ended up buying a pair of shoes. I don't remember what it was, but I ended up buying a pair of shoes, and I just started following his little trend. And once I did that, every year I went back to Vegas, I would check it. So it's like me and him can actually sit down, shake hands, and chop it up. That's the kind of person he is. I didn't have to be somebody well known for him to sit down and talk to me.
Yeah, and you know it's funny because I've met him and I've chopped it up with him like 2 times. And he's a real like down to earth dude. Like it's a cool overall dude. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I like him. I would say he's a real like sneakerhead kind of dude. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think
Mm-hmm.
that the fame really too much get to him like most of these other guys. You know what I mean? So
Facts. Facts. I agree with that, man.
yeah, yeah. All right. So like that's your favorite. That's your favorite icon. So what about in the city? Because here in Toronto, we have a lot of different sneakerheads. And so who would you say is like one of your favorite sneakerheads or, you know?
Yeah, no doubt, definitely. We here in the GTA, we have a lot of sneakerheads, man, and a lot of people that have some stupid collections.
Yeah.
But the guy that sits on top, definitely, I already gave it away a little bit. The guy that sits on top, we're definitely gonna have him on the show. The only person that is a self-proclaimed king.
Yeah.
Ink and money, man. He really has a selective collection. And what I mean by that is he's not just strictly Nike or he's not just strictly hype beast. He actually has something from every brand out there and
Yeah.
he can pull it out at any given time.
And
And
he's actually
another,
a sneakerhead, right? Like
yeah,
he's really adding to the culture. He's not, you know, one of the dudes that's just like here to kind of show my sneakers and then sell my sneakers, like, you know what I mean, 2 weeks later.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
He's a real-time collector. So
Yeah, man. And what I really like about him is the fact that every battle, sneaker battle he goes into, he does his research to see who's who.
yeah.
And if he has an edge on somebody, he'll
Yeah.
go out and buy that shoe. He spends his money. He'll go buy that shoe to make sure he's winning that show.
Yeah.
We're not on the same league, man, but he got it like that.
Yeah. No, he's definitely a guy like that. Like, yeah, his money's pretty long for sneakers, man. I'll give him
Yeah,
that.
man. That's
Yeah.
a true love, man. That's a true love.
100%. 100%. Okay. All right, man. So in terms of is that the only one in the city you would say? Like, is there
Only
anyone else
one.
that comes to mind?
Only one. The only other person that I look up to obviously is you, my friend.
Yeah.
Your selection is nice. I like what you've been doing, and I just find that we vibe on the same level in terms of business aspect of how the sneaker game should be ran, from different stores to management, everything. We have the same outlook.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, honestly, like I have to agree with that. Like I said, we always chop it up. I'll always give you a call or whatever, and like it's just, you know, it's always jokes and like, you know what I mean? But
Definitely.
and I think that's what led us to kind of do this podcast, because it's just like, you know, we have that same mind state when it comes to the sneaker game and business, right? So I hope everybody that's tuning in, you know what I mean, they really, you know, kind of take something from it, because
Definitely.
we got some different stuff to offer. And I'm hoping like the lines kind of start back up and stuff like that, so that, you know, we have more stories to tell, and just like we could really get into the sneaker politics, right?
Definitely.
Now certain things are kind of quiet. So I mean, you know, there's stories to tell, but there's not crazy stories to tell. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. New
New
stories to tell.
stories.
Because we definitely got a lot of old ones to tell.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So how's it been for you in terms of like copping sneakers and being able to resell and copping for yourself since COVID?
Since COVID, tell you the truth, I haven't picked up a sneaker at all. What I did pick up though was one of my pop toys here.
Okay.
So I ended up grabbing this Michael Jordan UNC North Carolina one, and that was something I always wanted as well. I'm looking for two others, but we'll see if I can eventually get them.
Oh,
But
that's dope. Okay.
yeah, man. Other than that, though, haven't been copying anything. I've been selling a lot. The first lockdown was amazing. I think it was amazing for every sneakerhead out there that was trying to either cop something or sell something. I ended up getting rid of majority of my stash. I'm left with a very selected few that's left. But yeah, copying things right now is very hard because there's no line.
Yeah.
That really hurts OGs like us that enjoy that feel, that environment. I'm not the online guy, and I've tried a few raffles, took the L as usual, but that's about it.
I haven't done good with any raffles. I might have won a 1-2 raffle, but I'll be real with you, like they were the shoes that flopped, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, those are or whatever, and they're so easy to get. That's about it. But a few guys, they've been blessing me. They've been blessing me with some sneakers. I've been working hard out there, like trying to obtain stuff and get stuff, even for myself and for it's like people asking for things, right? Customers.
Right.
But yeah, COVID definitely switched up the game. And so I'm
wondering
what the state of the sneaker culture will be when things kind of get back to normal, or if things continue on to be like this, right? So we'll see. But in terms of the city, I mean, obviously we have a sneaker culture here in Toronto. But what would you say is like the hottest city for sneaker culture?
The hottest city, I would say, is New York. I think New York always brings that vibe, brings that whole lifestyle, everything when it comes to sneakers. But what a lot of people probably don't know, I think New York steals a lot of their vibes and a lot of their culture. I think they steal it from the Europeans, tell you the truth.
100%. 100%. Yeah, 100%. It's New York, right?
Yeah.
New York, you know what I mean? It's the hottest place to travel. It is New York, and you got the Europeans traveling. You got everybody going over there, right? So
you're right.
I gotta agree. I gotta agree with that.
Before we even continue, you probably got a few more, but I got a few for you to let the people know who O'Shea is, who Step It Up Footwear is. So give them a little breakdown of what it is that you do, whether it's your 9 to 5 or anything like that.
Damn, man, I'm always trying to do everything. It's funny, my boys are like, yo, I'm trying to do everything. Stick to one thing, like, you know what I mean? So first and foremost, my job, I work as a behavioral EA. So I work for the Peel District School Board. I'm mobile. You know, I'm working with a whole bunch of different variety of like students and staff and people. And I've been doing that for as long as, I was going to say for as long as I was selling sneakers, but I've been selling sneakers longer and I've been a sneaker.
Right.
But I've been doing it for a fair amount of time. And that's just been fun for me. You know what I mean? Definitely a gym head. You know what I mean? I'm looking to get into some training like later on, this year, hopefully. So I really want to get into that. I'm a father, obviously.
Nice.
Into that. And motivator, man. I love motivating people. Just because motivation just brings me happiness, you know what I mean? And I always like to see everybody around me win. So, I'm always off of that motivation, just trying to push people and, give that real life kind of,
Yeah,
perspective.
man, because I've been tuning in every time that I'm on your Instagram and you put those motivational things up, man. I'm loving it. I'm always trying to reply or
Yeah,
to repost or anything like that. I love it.
just trying. I think it's easy to be negative, right? And with all this, the different pages on social media, just projecting all that negative like energy or whatever, we need more positivity, right? So
100%.
that's kind of the way I try to look at it. Yeah, man.
Oh, that's good. Okay. What got you into sneakers?
Damn, you know what? I gotta, you know what? I gotta give it to my mom. I always tell a different story, but I was like thinking the other day, I gotta give it to my mom. So my mom Dukes was just always a person that, tried to dress me up, put me in nice clothes. Back to school was kind of probably one of the biggest like, events for me or whatever, because mom was like, all right, let's go get an outfit and let's go get you some shoes and stuff like that. And so
Right.
I remember me in a line, her taking me to Sivu Play, and we were in this line, and we had to wait. You know what I mean? This is my first line ever that my mom took me to, but it wasn't that like because there's a hot sneaker selling. It's that Sivu Play just got that busy. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's a line. So I remember like me waiting, and I got in there, and my mom bought me a pair of Pippins. You know what I mean? And I felt so cool because I had these Pippins. So I'm going back to school, and I'm fly, and like you know what I mean. I got these shoes,
Right.
so it just ended up being like a thing where like every year I would go and get a new sneaker. You know what I mean? And it was a sneaker of my choice, or it was one of like the hottest sneakers, right? I remember I had a pair of Fila's one year, the Grant Hill Fila's.
Oh yeah, those are dope. Those are
Yeah,
dope.
that shoe always stands out for me because I just remember having that shoe and having this Shaq KFC ball, right? They had the Shaq KFC ball with his handprint on it. You know what
Right.
I mean? And I remember me in a fresh pair of kicks with that ball or whatever. So um, that's where my love for sneakers came from, man. Just my mom putting me in fly clothes and fly pair of kicks, and it just always went hand in hand for me.
Right. And that leads me to my next question is fashion and sneakers, do they go hand in hand for you?
100%, 100%. Fashion and sneakers do hand in hand. Um, I personally hate seeing dudes with some fly ass like gear and mashed up shoes. Like I hate seeing that, or vice versa. You know what
Right.
I mean? It's everything's gotta go. Like you know what I mean? Everything's gotta go. Everything's gotta be clean. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it does. And one thing I want to say about like sneakers and fashion or whatever, it's very expressive. You know what I mean? Fashion kind of it shows who your personality is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can wake up and say, "Yo, today I feel like a tracksuit. I'm gonna be the tracksuit guy today." Or you could wake up and say, "Yo, you know what? Today I feel like being the fly guy." You know what I mean? And you might throw on a pair of jeans and maybe a colorful top or whatever. You know what I mean? And so that's fashion. Like fashion is big. It's big
Yeah,
and it goes with sneaker, culture, right?
definitely. I think it makes an outfit for sure, and it speaks volumes to about that person
Yeah.
on that day, how they've dressed.
Expression of personality, brother. Yep.
Exactly.
You well,
Exactly.
you know.
All right, hey, right here, CEOs. They don't even. A lot of them might not even know that it stands for creative expression of style.
There you go. There you
That's what
go.
it is.
There
It's
you
all
go.
about what you like, man.
Exactly.
That's what's up. What's a Grail sneaker for you?
To this day, I can't even really answer that because of my collection of shoes. I just have so many that there's a few of them in my collection that are a grail. But if I'm to go with an everyday sneaker, because I always chalk it down to this, someone said if you had one sneaker that you had to keep in your collection, what would that one sneaker be? Which is
Right.
again hard. It would be my Bread One. It would be my Bread One because there's so much that goes behind that sneaker. I have stories behind that sneaker, and it's always a story. Um,
Right.
Story one was, I won the Bread One at Today's Sportswear when they had a Nike account, and so I got that shoe, and pretty much I was having some car issues, and back in the day, like I wasn't really selling sneakers that crazy like that because the game was still kind of coming up, so I had to sell these kicks in order to fix
Right.
the car. So I sold them, and then I regretted it like right after I sold them. Like, yo, why did I do that? You know what I mean? And so I tried to buy them back, but by that time, the price was so skyrocket high that I was like, yo, I can't buy back at that price if I just won them at retail.
Yeah.
So fast forward to 2016. There was a lineup downtown at Eaton Center, and I go out there and I'm like, I gotta really get these shoes. You know what I mean? So I signed up everywhere, pretty much like all my size too. I signed up, and then I did that line. I actually ran the Eaton Center sneaker line, and I remember that morning when they opened up, they were so surprised of how neat that I kept the line or whatever. I handed out these numbers, these cards or whatever, and everyone had a number,
Right.
so nobody was coming and butting in line. And it was so clean, it was so like wicked that they were just like, yo, man, like we owe you like, you know, a pair of shoes on the next raffle. Like, you know, we gotta hook you up because we thought it was gonna be drama. And I was like, nah, man, not when I'm running the line and controlling the line, you know. So I ended up getting my pair. I also won a pair from Lime Ridge. And then I ended up getting a pair from like somewhere else or whatever. So I got the chance to clean up actually on the breads. And so that was kind of like a big thing for me because I never managed a line like that of 150 people, you know, and I was able to do that. So the breads was definitely a thing for me that's serious. And if they drop again, I'm out there again, like, you know, getting a pair, even though I did.
That's the shoe.
So that's a shoe.
Right. No, that's dope because I have a similar, well, not even similar, but I have a story about those bread ones as well. Yeah. I was working at Foot Locker at the time, and my DM Lionel, shout out to Lionel. Hopefully, we'll have him on the podcast as well. But he actually started his own podcast as well. A lot of them might not know.
Yeah.
But that shoe, I missed that shoe completely. I don't even know how I missed that shoe, but I ended up missing that shoe. And he came to me, he's like, yo, there's a guy in the US that's selling these pairs. I was like, yo, you trust him? He's like, yeah, he did. I bought from him before. So I ended up shelling out some money to him. He actually got me a pair. So I actually never missed out eventually, right? It was a dope story, man. So that shoe definitely has a lot of stories for a lot of different people.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, again, if we go back to Kanye kind of made that shoe what it was. And then other celebrities followed through and made that Jordan 1 a popular shoe to wear, you know? So colorway.
Right. First pair of kicks in your collection was it the Fila you said, or what's your first pair?
It was the first pair of kicks were the Pippins. Those were my first pair. It's funny, I actually have a pair of Kith joints, right? I'll actually pull them out. So they were these, right? The up-tempo joints. But I obviously had the Kith ones. And I remember I wore the hell out of these things when I was in grade like 6, maybe, I think it was, or 5. And I wore them during winter. Like I wore them. So I remember they got wet and I had put them on the heater, right? Like I got that heater. What is it called? What they call that heater?
The one that was attached to the wall. And
yeah. I put them on the heater and then you know the rest.
Yeah, that was it. Forget about it.
That was it. And that was the end of those joints. But I wore those like no tomorrow, man. Like, you know what I mean? Winter, spring, those were all seasons.
Right. Oh, man, that's crazy. All right, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm sure you're going to ask me this question too, but what are your guidelines to buying a sneaker?
Guidelines to buying a sneaker. That's a good question. In terms of,
like, if you're buying a resale sneaker, what are your guidelines?
Okay, so if I'm buying a resale sneaker, so guidelines. Me personally, I like dead stock. If it's not going to be a dead stock sneaker, I need 9 out of 10 at least. Obviously, you know, sneakers got to come in a box, or it's got to come from a reputable person. You know what I mean? That knows what they're talking about. Pricing's got to be decent. Pricing's got to be fair for me personally. I understand that sometimes the market determines the price, and so we'll kind of go there. We'll kind of like try to figure it out. But yeah, those are some of the guidelines. What else is important, man? Like, because there's so many things to kind of factor in. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff to factor in. And I know I'm missing some stuff. Because I've seen some shady stuff still. I've seen some shady stuff. So I do have my guidelines, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, what about yourself, man?
All right, so let's get into that now. A lot of guys. Okay, my number one guideline was because I had CEO's boutique. I should not have to travel to somebody else to buy a shoe that they're selling. They should come
Yep.
to my store,
Yep.
let me legit check it, and go from there. Right.
100%.
I myself do not buy resale shoes at resale price. Because I've worked in the industry for so long, it's hard for me to pay above. Right.
Yeah.
I'll do it for one or two shoes, but on a
I gotta say,
regular,
I
I
feel
will
the
not.
same way, and I've done it, but then I feel like guilty after.
Right?
Like, what am I doing?
Exactly. Right? Maybe I should sell two more shoes just so I get that money back so I don't feel that bad.
Exactly.
Right? But I did break my own rule. I broke my own rule once and it burned me real bad. Customer wanted a pair of shoes. I said, no worries, I got it. Went on Facebook, found someone that was selling it, and then I went to go and meet him. Went to go meet him in a parking lot at night. So
Yeah.
that was already my two strikes.
Yeah.
Parking lot and night. Right? Those are my rules that I don't do, but I broke my own rules.
Yep.
So looked at them with a phone light, couldn't really see much. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna trust this guy. Gave him 1,000, not 400, not 500. I gave him 1,000 cash. Took the shoe home, but before I left, I said, if something's wrong with the shoe, do you mind? We do our money back. He goes, no problem. Went home. Soon as I jumped out of the car, ran inside, opened it up. I was like, nah, these are fake. Instantly, I can see the wrapping paper was fake. The box color was fake. So I called him. He's like, all right, no problem, man. No problem. We'll meet up tomorrow. So I said, cool. I'm sitting back. I'm like, yeah, this guy's going to give my money back. All of a sudden, I'm blocked. I was blocked. I was blocked through cell phone. I was blocked from Facebook. I was blocked.
He's cold. He did you dirty. Please tell me there's a good ending. Did you eventually find him?
Still ain't find him till this day, bro. I've been posting his picture in sneaker groups.
Yeah,
I'll find him one day. Even if it's not to say, you know what, yo, why'd you do that? I might just give him one to the gut, just to respect.
Of course. You know what? I had a similar situation. I had a very similar situation. So yo, don't even feel bad. And it was I think it was a Chicago. It was to Chicago, and this dude was selling in Chicago. And again, I didn't want to travel for the sneaker, but I had a boy that lived out in Scarborough. And so I was like, yo, can you pick up these sneakers for me? I'll send you the money, link with the guy, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, all right, cool. So I just said to him, like, yo, like when you go to link with him, you'll give me a call so I can try and verify the sneakers, like, via like, FaceTime.
Exactly.
Anyways, he goes, grabs the sneakers. He's like, yo, I checked them out. They're legit. Dude had a receipt, blah, blah, blah. Met with my boy a week later now, and I'm looking at these shoes, and I'm saying, like, yeah, like, these are fake. Like, you know what I mean? Like, right away, like, these are fake. So the dude that I had messaged, I got him off Kijiji, and he had another ad. So what I did was I contacted him through his other ad on Kijiji saying I wanted to buy the other shoe that he had. You know what I mean? So me and my next boy go downtown Toronto, and we end up meeting up with this guy. And that's when I like produced the shoes, and I was like, yo, like, these are fake. You know what I mean? And
straight,
so I made them. I was like, it's either you give me, you know what I mean, both these shoes right now or whatever, because the other pair that he had were real. You know what I mean? And that will cover the cost of the L that I took, or you give me back my money. You know what I mean? So he ended up giving me back my money. And like, he was just like shook, you know what I mean? He's just like, oh, I didn't know they were fake. But there's so many holes in this story where I was just like, nah, like, you knew that they were fake. And so,
yeah, that's it. Done deal.
that was my experience on that. And, there was other like, experiences that were kind of close, but I was able to spot, the shoe being fake. And it's just crazy. It's crazy out here because a lot of that is going on, and it's hard to kind of spot sometimes.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. We'll definitely have another episode on those as well, guaranteed.
Yeah, for sure. That'll be a topic, man.
No doubt. All right, so there's two more questions for you just to wrap this up. I guess my first question is: are you streetwear or luxury brand in terms of fashion?
Streetwear. I'm always gonna go with streetwear. Just easier to wear. Obviously more affordable. And I'm not really big on, I guess, like, the runway stuff, I would say. I think it's too easy. It's
Right.
too easy, but with the streetwear, you can do so much, and there's so much variety of things. You know what I mean? And like, I'm a big brand of like Publish and Represent and brands like that. You know what I mean? So, Vitaly is one of them too as well. Like, I love the
Hmm.
streetwear. It's an everyday wear for me. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Definitely. We're gonna have to get you in one of the CEO tracksuits too.
Oh, for sure, for sure, for sure.
That's what's
Definitely,
up.
for sure, man.
Yeah, man. All right. And the final question for me, are you a person that will wear Nike, Puma, Adidas all in one fit?
No, no, it don't make sense. You're like a walking brand, pretty much, a walking advertisement. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I'm more of a dude where, like, I'm either wearing 1 to 2 brands, but if it's two, it can't be like branded like that. So you're not gonna really see me with like Nike and Adidas. You might see me like Nike and Jordan or something like that. You know what I
Right.
mean? But that's about it. And I like my stuff plain, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Small little checks. You know,
Right.
or even just representing local brands, right? So yeah.
That's dope, man. That's good to know, man. Good to know a little bit about you, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But yeah, like, it was good. It was good doing this whole podcast, and I'm hoping that, people tune in, because we definitely got something different for the city. And I definitely just want to share all the different experiences. I know the lines and stuff were all shut down, and we can't really get out there and really give stories, but we do have plenty of stories. And there's a lot of stuff even going on now, even in terms of COVID, with the drops. And
Oh yeah.
I don't
We'll
really want to expose right now, but we'll expose it in like the rest of the.
exactly, because there's a lot of backdoor still happening. We'll talk about those in
Yeah,
in the podcast to come for sure.
yeah, for sure. So this is great. Um, Everybody needs to tune in, man. We're gonna be doing this more often. Give us feedback. Feel free to check out the YouTube. What's the YouTube name? It's
So lace them up, lace them up, SO.
there you go. So join the YouTube. Join CEO's page. Give them your page.
Yeah, definitely. So CEO's Boutique on Instagram, Executive Kicks on Instagram, Family Man Photography on Instagram as well.
There you go. Hit them up. And if you need anything, in terms of sneakers or your resale needs, hit me up on Step It Up Footwear on IG. And if you want to check out the Sneakerhead, it's me, O, on IG.
All right. You have any last words to leave the audience with?
Yeah. So last words, I just want to say, you got to reflect. You got to self-reflect and not self-neglect. So I'm gonna leave it at that,
Man, that's the truth, man.
and take that in there.
Definitely. Well, you already know, my brother. Till the next one.
All right, brother. Stay
All
blessed.
right. Peace.